who most deserves the title of Flash?
Ooh.
Ooh, boy.
There's a lot of elements here, so like we got to go through it.
Right.
A lot of fast toys.
Right. And there's
Lot
no
of
better
fast
place
toys.
to start than the very beginning than with Jay Garrick himself. The original fastest man alive.
For about 30 seconds, yeah.
Yeah, for all about 30 seconds. So appearing firstly gently after Superman in our timeline anyway. This dude was given his powers by touching heavy water.
Gross.
Spilling something of heavy water onto himself because he's a scientist with 2 PhDs and a double major.
But he doesn't know basic lab safety protocols, I understand.
Correct. That's correct.
The fuck is heavy water?
Oh, it's just...
It's got like lead in it.
Or, just another oxygen molecule, deuterium.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, doesn't give you superpowers, I'll tell you that right now. Fun fact, his helmet is actually a mining helmet from his dad, and Jay put the wings on it.
Oh,
That's why it looks like that. Because he wanted to approximate the god Mercury, and so he did that on purpose.
I thought he was wearing a bedpan, but all right.
Nope, mining helmet. So even from the very beginning, Jay Garrick is all about legacy, carrying on what his father had done to support his family, and now this is what he's going to do to support his family. I prefer Jay in a mentor role. That's where he belongs. And to be that, you had to have been the Flash. If your beginnings result in the start of the multiverse, you get a title.
What you're telling me is he's the best ex-Flash.
Yes.
Listen here, man. The retirees don't count, okay? I'm sorry.
He's not a retiree. Right now, well, he just retired in Infinite Frontier, if memory serves me right.
You know why? You know why? You can't be the Flash. Yeah, you can't be the Flash if they're the slowest one of the 4.
Yeah, he hasn't won a foot race against another speedster. Period.
Yeah, every single time he's joining the running, pardon the pun, he's just like, I'm too slow. You guys got to go figure it out.
See you later.
This is best encapsulated in Young Justice, where Bart has come from the future. He's staying at Joan and Jay's house, Joan being his wife. Great character, by the way. I love Joan Garrick. And everybody runs off, and Jay's like, I guess I got to go follow them. I guess.
I'll go trail them. I'll be back.
Would you have preferred to pick Max Mercury for this, but he didn't ever work as the Flash?
No. I prefer to stick with the old timer. Because that's where all of the history comes from. That's where an interpretation of the Speed Force comes from. That's where part of the arch rival comes from his enemy, rival. It's like NASA named it, I promise.
Also, Red's a big fan of JSA stuff, so I mean...
True.
Right? Jay's going to stand out for him very much.
That's your boy.
If Jay Garrick, the Flash from our primary Earth, doesn't get to stick around because he will be stripped of his title of Flash after this conversation, I warrant the Earth 2 from Tom Taylor's run of Earth 2 to be the Flash.
Dude.
Man, you chose Jay Garrick. It's too late for you.
I understand. Oldie but goldie.
You committed to a bit, and now that bit is over.
That's correct.
You really walked in and were like, I know I will not win this fight, but Jay Garrick.
But he's the original.
As always, he makes the list.
Somehow Jay places.
Not first, but places.
Never.
Yeah.
Never first, but he places. All right.
So going from the oldest of the bunch, we got to move to who picks up that title after him.
Well then.
You know?
My name is Barry Allen, and I am the fastest man alive.
Barry Allen is the Flash. Period. I mean, everybody else's list is going to be a nice little second. It's like comparing every other James Bond to Sean Connery. They're good. They're all right. Some stand out. Cool. But I mean, there's always that one guy who started it all, like your Jay Garrick. Cool. There's always the one that stands out, right? Sorry, man. Barry Allen, dude, he ushered in the silver age of comic books, right? Carmen Infantino's is like, I'm gonna try something out by dousing this redheaded Jewish kid into some crazy stuff on the chemicals on a wall with some lightning for some reason. That's how we do science fiction in this world.
Awesome.
The weirdest
water,
Jews.
right? Exactly. The weirdest Jews everywhere. And that's how he got his powers. No explanation. Yet we'll be able to do this numerous times when I lose his powers. He'll be able to recreate that no matter what. It's crazy. First guy to sacrifice himself. First guy to bring himself back from the dead.
May I just remind everybody that one of the times where that like he's not the 1 in a million chance on this experiment giving him the powers because magic goblins or something intervened to make sure he'd get his powers here.
Yeah, man.
That was a plot line we had to live with.
Sure.
Or Reverse Flash being the one that does everything in his life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly. You get all the goodies from that era, right? You get the reverse flash, right? Your zooms and all that. I mean, come on, this is the era we got the trickster. He brought in all the fun villains, even though you don't remember most
The
of his rogues
Fiddler.
gallery, but the Fiddler,
Fiddler.
right? And even though most people don't remember most of his rogues gallery, but you got some of the good ones, Boomerang and Captain Cold and all that. I mean,
He's also got
it's what-
Rainbow Raider, so gay rights.
there you go.
Barry Allen
There's
said gay
the
rights.
numerous right. There's the numerous TV shows. Right, he's been portrayed by John Wesley Shipp. He's been portrayed by Grant Gustin. You got Ezra Miller now. You got, I mean, like, he's the one. I mean, no one else has got that much airtime so far, except for like maybe the newer kids on the cartoons. But I mean, other than that,
Please.
Barry Allen was the guy, man.
And I mean, when you start your show by going, "My name is Barry Allen. I'm the fastest man alive."
Fastest man alive. I mean,
I
hey,
see
man.
you.
Kinda great.
I see you.
He literally slips through time by accident, ends up in other dimensions. I mean, come on, it's the Flash. He did all this stuff. He's the fastest guy alive, man.
His party tricks take him to other dimensions. It's true.
Right? I'm the one who started doing the tornadoes with my hands. I'm the one who started doing them, shifting my molecules through solid matter. Barry Allen.
But who were
One
you
way-
reading?
one-
Infinite Mass Punch was one of his too.
Here it
I think so.
is.
I think it's in Flash Rebirth. It's definitely a Jeff Johns thing, anyways, where he and Superman are racing,
Yeah. Yep.
and Superman's just like, man, these races were always so close. And Barry goes, Clark, that was for charity.
Yeah, man.
And just
Books it, man. He's like, that was for charity, for the kids. I dare you all to find some negatives about Barry Allen. Come on, hit me with those.
He's also the first one to die and come back, starting that comic trend that we have not escaped to this day.
Not really starting it, but I mean, yeah.
his
I mean-
original stories are boring. They're so boring.
They are. They are, though.
The ring
are.
Gotta go
his suit
fast.
is in? Stupid.
Yeah, but you know what? It's from the era of time, though. The 60s, man. Camp was the thing.
Yeah,
The
it
camp
was the
was the
style.
There's also just that his villains tend to be very much in the brand of what if you had to fight yourself kind of vibes,
Yeah.
We both go fast. Let's just keep going fast.
Shino,
Whoever's
tell me
fastest
why
wins.
one Flash needs a whole bunch of villains with his same powers.
Listen, man.
My
doesn't
favorite
matter.
is the spinning guy, actually.
We still got a whole
My
bunch of
favorite
other
is
ones.
the Turtle.
Yeah, right? We still had a whole bunch in between. We had Mirror Master. Beat
Oh, yeah,
that,
sorry.
y'all. Dare ya. Who's up next?
All right. Well, my guy got introduced to comics first, even though
Mhm.
technically he's from the future. So I'm going to go next. We're talking Bart Allen.
Okay.
He's Barry's grandkid. He's fucking great. He runs very fast. He also not great on the maturity thing for a significant portion of his run, simply because he's technically 4 for ages due to advanced metabolism, rapid aging as a result of being born with a connection to the Speed Force, which is super fucking cool. This is his natural state of being. He has never been anything else. He is speed. Sorry, I
I am
That's right.
Speed.
Impulse.
Impulse, the boy. You may be familiar with Impulse from the Young Justice animated if you're not familiar with more extensive comic lore, but he's been around for ages and he was a part of the initial Young Justice team, which was a completely different fucking lineup. And Bart's pulled off some fucking crazy speed related things, okay?
Yeah.
Like, he lost a knee. He has an artificial kneecap because Deathstroke's a dick. And he was like, all right, I guess I'll read an entire library about it. Which these days, all speedsters have speed reading where they read at high speed and retain all the information. But Bart was the first guy to have that, the first guy it counted with. He
Okay.
also physically tackled Superboy Prime into the Speed Force.
Brave
He
is
was like,
brave.
you, me, we're going. And it didn't work to kill him because Superboy Prime is the biggest dick, but he tried. He really did.
This is why we'll never do an episode about who's the best Superboy, because there's only one answer.
There's
Connor?
like 3 or 4 different Superboys you can pull, man.
Oh,
But
we
yes.
have enough Superboys to do that answer, but the correct answer is Jonathan Kent.
You're so wrong, but yeah, okay.
No. Maybe we will have to have this discussion.
Maybe it is a discussion then.
Yeah.
But so following that, Bart he escapes the Speed Force also on his own. He picked up a full-grown Flash costume in there. I guess the Speed Force has a closet full of costumes.
Sure, I believe
Whatever.
it.
Yeah, it's like the TARDIS. It's just a costume room.
It's just in there. After which point he's now an adult running under the name The Flash for a while. He does admittedly die, which is
Just a little
not
bit.
great.
A little death.
We're not going to call that one
So-
great. But
It's
he
very
comes back
compensating.
because he gets resurrected in the future. He doesn't run into the Speed Force and have to like run himself back into existence. Nah, man, the future's like, that kid was sick. We're going to make it happen again.
Uh,
Okay. They're like, we
That
can
guy's-
resurrect any Flash. Who do we want? Bart Allen. Let's do
The
this.
universe is like, that guy's cool. Do it again.
Do it again. He also helps fix Flashpoint. Like, I cannot get this into your heads enough. Barry Allen fucks up and makes Flashpoint, one of his greatest sins that we will never forgive him for. And Bart Allen helps him write it.
Listen, man.
Like, fast.
Bart is a cool kid. I understand. Barry was coming from a hurtful place. He was lonely, hurting, wanted to see his mom. Okay.
Mama's boy.
Yeah.
Not like he did it on purpose. He did it. He's actually that was an accidental trip into a time frame, man. He didn't want to do that on purpose. Okay. We can't blame Barry for that.
Yes,
right?
I can.
Told you. He said he slips through time by accident sometimes.
I
Well,
could blame him for the New 52, and I do.
And
Well,
I
go
do.
ahead. He runs really fast, and if he farts, he goes somewhere else. He doesn't mean it. It just happens to him. Okay.
Listen, when you come back
Right.
and Superman's got more lines in the costume, you did something wrong.
You know, I know, but hey, you know what though? He did it for our better, okay? Because without that, most of these guys won't look modernized in comic books today. They'd still be wearing fucking underwear on the outside, which is weird.
Superman
fair,
is still
I
wearing his
guess.
underwear on the outside.
Well, I know, because he's
Iconic
weird.
looks, though. I also want to remind everyone that Bart's primary villain is just a clone of him. He's so cool. The only guy they could come up with to fight him and go as fast as him was actually just him, but evil.
you
That's
sure about
Jay's
that?
ideas first.
Are you sure about that clone? I mean, come on now. Somehow
Yeah.
Palpatine returned. You know what I mean? Come on, really? All right.
Nah, it's that. It's that of his fraud. Inertia. Cool guy.
Okay.
Green.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I said about 20 minutes ago. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Bart has big poofy hair and oversized shoes, and I think that's great. I think that's great for him.
He's got oversized feet.
That was good.
He looks like a Q-tip. Like, what's not to love? Bart
Um,
may not be the best Flash on any paper in the world, but he is in my heart.
I know you come from a place where, like, much like Red, where Red is very much a JSA person. You are very much a Young Justice person. So
90s comics, not anime.
yeah.
Listen,
So there's no. Mm-hmm.
I appreciate the JSA a great deal, more than most, I
Uh-huh.
would say.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
But Con L is very close to the heart, you see.
I get you. I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
play the weird derailer one more time here because there's like some weird facts about Mr. Bart Allen and his run on The Flash.
Uh-huh.
So-
Go ahead.
Oh.
Please.
That run was done by the showrunners of the old Flash show.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And this goes off on a weird tangent. So they're doing that book.
We love
They're
tangents.
contracted while sales aren't going so hot, and Brad Meltzer is doing Justice League, and Jeff Johns is doing something, and they decide to do this big weird crossover thing that brings back Wally West or whatever happened at that time. Anyways,
Yeah, Wally
long
spent a lot of
story short-
time dead, not dead, fake dead. Don't worry about it.
Force Ghost.
Yeah.
Yep.
Long story short, like very suddenly, Bart's not the Flash anymore. There was issues solicited that were suddenly changed basically like that week. And they're like, oh, by the way, Mark Waid's writing these. It's actually about Wally now. Have fun. So those writers end up going off and doing a weird series at Wildstorm called Red Menace. Takes place in the 60s. Co-written by Adam Brody. Weird.
Yeah.
You want to know why?
Yes.
Why?
One of the showrunners of The Flash is Rachel Bilson's dad.
Okay.
Adam Brody used to date Rachel Bilson when they were on the
Yeah.
OC.
Yeah.
He struck up a friendship with her dad about comics. And they were
Oh my
like,
God.
hey, we're contracted to do more comics. Do you want to like co-write this weird series with us?
Oh my god.
Super weird and bizarre. Anyways,
Wow.
That's awesome.
And yeah, Wally and Bart were technically the Flash together for a little while, and then Bart fucking died.
just a little bit.
Just a little
It's
bit
like,
of death, yep.
Who's the best Flash? Apparently not the dead one.
Mine's
man.
not dead. Mine's 103, but not dead.
It's true. But
So, I mean,
speaking of a Wallace West,
Wallace West. This was put on my shoulders. I'm going to carry this. I did
I
not
believe in
know
you.
who the other Flashes were going to be in this.
oh, sorry.
No, it's all good because I relish this. So, one of my first points for Wallace, new, more contemporary, lives in our times. So,
Right.
sliding scale of DC universe stuff and how things sit and live, I would say is a point in his favor. 2, not a cop. Most Flashes are cops.
Not a cop.
Truth.
Why
Cap.
are so many Flash cops when they're just like, man, I want to be a goof for the police? Like, what?
Like, why?
Really? Just absolute silliness. It's something Axel Alonso when he was like fired from Marvel, and now he's at AWA and doing some weird superhero stuff with J. Michael Straczynski.
Nice.
And so talking about how their superhero series starts off, and this was just like when the pandemic started, and they were developing it for a while. each superhero company and era is born out of the times that they're in. So DC is like born during the wars, and so they're all cops, almost all of them. A version of whatever, like Superman's even kind of a cop, basically. Just that mentality.
Yeah.
Marvel is
Yeah.
in a more subvertive era, so they all have this kind of sensibility. And he talked about what they're trying to do, and I'm like, yeah, most of DC superheroes are cops. And so that's why I also like Wallace for this. Dude's not going to be a cop about being a superhero. And I think that's great. And outside of that, man, that kid's had to deal with a lot of shenanigans, but mostly because he was born, I believe, out of the New 52.
Yeah,
Had to
he
deal with a
came
lot
into
of that.
being during the worst possible time.
You hear that, Barry? You're blaming someone else on you.
That's not my fault.
Kinda is.
Yeah.
You missed your mom and ran back in time.
Just ran, yeah. Just
Broke
ran and ran.
reality.
Yeah, man. I mean, wouldn't you?
The boy messes up a lot, but all the Flashes do too.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of Wallace's stuff happens at him instead of being cause of the problems. So I
Yeah.
also like that about him as well. That's my pitch.
All right.
You know what? That's fair. He's a
Yeah.
good boy. He's not a cop. He doesn't cause problems. He just fixes problems.
He tries
What's
his
not to love?
best.
Yeah.
And he's stuck with a
Okay.
name like Wallace, but he makes the most of it.
Right.
And that's funny because, like, being born out of the New 52, now DC had to go, oh, right. So we had to bring in our legacy Wally West
Mhm.
and also continue our Wallace West. So now we have two characters with approximately the same name, having the same Flash position in the family. What are we doing?
They're like cousins-ish.
Yeah.
Related-ish.
What I love about the Flash in general is every time they want to add another Flash character, it is pretty much just like, hey, but those chemicals though, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Wild.
With
exactly.
those chemicals.
And so
Exactly.
I also feel like a big part of being a Flash is just sort of like, oh yeah, it's like random happenstance that could never ever happen again, except for all the times that it keeps happening.
The Flashes are, in fact, just they've never been to a women's course in their life, and they're not about to start now.
No. So, could you guys stop please splashing the Kool-Aid on your chest and taking lightning, please? Stop it.
No, we've been doing it since the 30s. We won't be stopping anytime soon.
It worked for him. It's gonna work for me.
That's correct.
I just recently went back and started reading the Mark Waid Flash run. And it starts out with the kind of recap year one story and just how much pain and effort he has to bring this sort of more Silver Age origin stuff where they're just like, I'm an Infantino and all of them are there just like, the kids, they don't care. The powers happen in the same way. And for him to have to take that in the post-crisis world and sort of like meld it with, but how do we make this work?
Right? Yeah.
Why does that happen?
Make it make sense.
4 issues to just like, got it.
I was just gonna say there were a lot of second or third generation heroes who were just a literal direct carbon copy of the first gen because one writer was like, I have the rights to the first gen and I'm not gonna let you touch him, and everyone else was like, well, we want to play with him too, so here he is, but with a different name.
Yeah.
There's that, and then there's editors who are just like, the kids want kids. What if we do that character, but he's a kid?
The kid version.
Kid Flash.
Mhm.
Kid
Exactly.
Flash.
So
Super
in our chat, we have some agreement. Mark Waid is the best.
Yes.
He's one of the. Yeah, he's one of the.
Yep. Yet another person. I know this one's right. Mark Waid did write a whole big run on Legion of Superheroes, and I like it a whole bunch.
Who runs?
Ooh.
Legion is super weird. It's like a nesting doll. There's like, in the center is Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning, the folks who did Guardians of the Galaxy. Mark Waid on either side. I think Jim Shooter on either side, and then Paul Levitt's on either side. Literally just like that.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
They're like, we're gonna fix the Legion by going backwards. I'm like, these are the
You're never
future
gonna fix the
characters.
Legion.
That's not how
For
those
new
words
people.
work. Paul Levitz is like, yes. Every single time I breathe air, I'm just gonna write the Legion. It'll be great.
Sir.
Because he wrote him in
Yeah,
the
we
80s, and then he wrote him in the 90s, and then he was like, aughts, I'm writing it. And then DC went,
Mhm.
okay, sorry, I sidetracked Legion.
Gotcha.
You know, we know how you feel about the Legion. And the Legion is sort of relevant. They don't have like a dedicated speedster, but speedsters turn up because these motherfuckers time travel all the time.
Oh yeah.
How are we going to define the best Flash here? Are we going with the best character to hold the title? Are we going to the guy with the best book? Are we going with the guy who would technically be the best at his job?
So let's go back start to bottom, right? So if we go back to our elder statesman,
Mhm.
that there's a retired gentleman. He does still
Mhm.
run fast, but that's not
Mhm.
the Flash
But not
man.
that fast.
That's
Mhm.
geriatric run fast man.
Mhm.
Fast for an old guy.
Right. Needs a walker, still moving though, schmoving even. Okay, so
Okay.
going to Barry,
That's the answer right there.
that's an acceptable answer. Listen,
One of the longest standing Flashes. He's got arguably the most stories, just for that reason alone. And
They
he's
brought him-
been very pivotal at various points in comic.
He was so loved they had to bring him back, much like Hal Jordan when people couldn't get their hands around Kyle Rayner. They brought Hal Jordan back. Same thing here. The young people like Wally West, sure, but your grandpa who still reads DC Comics wants his Barry Allen. Okay.
Wally West keeps
these
doing weird
arguments,
shit.
Daddy.
Exactly. So I'm sorry to say, but Barry is the answer.
I mean, okay. Wallace might be the future of the Flash, though.
I think so.
He sure is the future. But what does
Yeah.
future matter when people keep traveling through time? Barry's the
Future ain't
answer.
here.
That's right.
Yeah, we're not in future state yet. Oh wait.
The chat tries to chime in with saying it's Wally West, and while I think Wally West is an excellent Flash, he's not the best Flash.
No, man. I'm
I
sorry.
would
I think he does a great job in the cowl whenever he's wearing it. He goes super
Yeah.
fast. He's very creative with his use of the Speed Force. He also had that whole weird storyline semi-recently where he was blue and evil, and I don't want to fuck with it.
And took powers from Dr. Manhattan? ? That was that same one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Talking Smack, I see that you have your love for your kid Flash grown into the Flash role. I see what you're doing there, but I'm sorry, the answer is Barry
We
Allen.
respect it.
We do. We
Respect
like a
yourself.
good legacy character.
I mean, I do like my Wally West also, man, but
Well, and why I like these 4 that were picked is because Wally is basically Barry, but he makes jokes. He's like exact same origin, still wanted to be a cop, like tied to the West family, like all this kind of stuff. And it's basically like, hey, what if Barry but funny?
exactly.
And I don't
You know,
get Wally without Barry.
I am not knocking the whole cop shtick because, like, Barry's not totally a cop. He works forensics, man. It's different.
Yeah, he's
He's
a
a-
science boy.
Yeah.
Copaging.
He's there to help solve the crime. He's not an actual asshole cop. He's just like, hey, man, you can leave evidence behind. I check the evidence out. That's my job. That's it. That's all. So I mean, like, he's doing good boy work still. See? So Barry Allen. There you go.
And I'll betray my own position. I actually like Bart better as Impulse than as Kid Flash or Flash. He's better when he gets to be his own character and a
Mhm.
part of the legacy, but distinct from it. His Flash run was fucking weird. He got aged up 4 years by the Speed Force just because it even gave him a new costume. An editorial went, that's fucking weird, and killed him over it.
Terrible.
And the flip side of that coin is also true. When you have the elder statesmen of your universe, it makes it really weird to know where your start line is. Who you talk to at DC matters who's the first superhero.
That's right.
Yeah.
And when you can't define that properly, I think you've already stumbled too far. Does Superman become part of the JSA when he grows up a little bit? Or is Superman the first, everybody comes after, Superman is separate, and then everything's together again?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
The
Really
JSA is
depends.
best left alone in their own book, in their own space, or 2 was a great introduction of that.
And talking smack sure is talking smack down in the chat because he's arguing that the reason Wally is better is because he's the Flash in the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited cartoons. Don't get me
So
wrong.
what?
I love those cartoons. But
So
like
what?
I was confused when I found out that was Wally West the first time. I was like, why would they not
Hold
use
on.
Barry?
Oh, I'm gonna argue with this. Hold on. Who cares about that he's being in the cartoon? I don't care. Barry Allen's got his own TV show for 6 fucking seasons for some reason, and he's got a movie coming out also, and none of it features Wally West, so I don't give a shit.
And also, take in that when Lex Luthor swapped bodies with him, pulled off his mask and went, who the fuck is this? That's the same answer the audience
yeah,
had.
exactly.
One of the funniest lines in the world, though. It's like, at least I'll learn a secret identity. It's just some guy.
Some
He's like,
ginger-headed dude.
and he's like, I love the way he cold delivers it too. He's like, at least, well, if I can't get this, at least I can find
Oh, lost Shino. That's okay.
No.
Lex Luthor's sheer presence kicked him off the call.
Lex Luthor. He's listening. He broke my internet. You see that?
Heard you talking shit.
You'll be talking shit. He's like, nope.
If I may.
Jeff
So, right,
Bezos.
we
He's a
talked about
billionaire.
past, present, and kind of future. What about far future? We have the gender fluid Flash of future state.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's the direction for the Flashes to go. No matter who's the Flash now, that definitively is the Flash then. No matter how many of Barry's relatives continue to exist.
Yeah.
That's the fun with the Flash moniker and like Green Lantern moniker. You It's not bound down to like, the Superman moniker, the Batman moniker, Aquaman. You know what I mean? Like it's not locked down to a gender role. You can literally branch out. So I mean, like, well, with Green Lantern, it's just like it gives you the concept that there's more than one. So like you can have a whole core. So like, you can have different species, different genders. Cool idea. But with the Flash, it's more of like a standard single hero. So like you can always interchange that with anybody, right? It can be male, it can be female. It really, at that point, it can be interchangeable. It wouldn't even, with the Flash, it's like, it wouldn't shock me if you interchange that character as often as you wanted to, right? It could be anybody. If you want to give me Jesse Quick, I would accept Jesse Quick. Anything, it would apply. It doesn't really matter. You can still work because like the Flash is not limited down to like, that man moniker, right? It'd be anything really. So yeah, man, that's how I see it.
It's one of the things that I like about Flash too. The concept always does seem to be looking forward, which I think is like a very good character choice. So whenever there's like a future or whatnot, when they hit different eras, there's always something new instead of sort of like the old thing that's still there. When you visit the future in Batman, Bruce is still there. He's just old.
You're
and
like,
you can
why are
punch him
you
and
still
break his
fucking
feet.
here, buddy?
And
Old and
can't
curmudgeon.
Superman, same, like one of the things that I've really liked about the character, that the future even hits the character, fits with, moving forward, basically.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Well, for all that DC likes to pretend it's about legacies and the passing of mantles, they're too attached to several characters to ever actually pass it
Let
on.
go. Yeah,
It's-
you're right.
Technically, we've had various Batmans and a handful of Supermen.
Yeah.
Batman will always be Bruce Wayne and Superman will always be Clark Kent. But the Flash doesn't have to be Jay Garrick. It doesn't have to be Barry Allen. It doesn't have to be Wally West. Silliest take, but maybe they should just all commit to having the exact same uniform and commit to time traveling whenever, and there's just Flashes around. Who knows which one it is? Don't worry about it.
Flash for all centuries. There
Yeah.
you go.
I love it.
Why that's not the title of a book currently? Because there's 18 fucking Batman books out in a month, and 2 Flash ones. Write me another Flash one.
Sadly, not an exaggeration anymore.
No.
Yeah.
It's not. There's that many Batman.
I think I counted the other month. I think there was 17. I think I'm only over by one.
Hello. DC Comics, the house that Bruce Wayne built, man.
No, the house that Bruce Wayne paid someone else to
It's
build.
the build. That's right. You got it.
I think I gotta go with Shino in terms of just best Flash
Oh, yeah.
because Barry Allen is the Flash.
It's the one that
Every
everybody.
Flash is a valid Flash.
Yeah,
Right.
it's the one that everybody bases everything off of. Literally, Barry is your base mold, and then you can do whatever you want. If you want to make him female, you pretty much make it female Barry Allen. If you want to make a funny one, you make a Wally West. Barry's your template, man. Right? If you want something from a future generation, you give yourself a Bart Allen. It's literally a Barry Allen, but it's Barry, but Wally.
It's literally Bartholomew Allen II.
But there you see. So I mean, it's Barry Allen, dude. And talking smack, I see what you're saying. It matters because Wally was the first Flash introduced to a whole generation. You're wrong, still, man. There was still John Wesley Shipp in his Flash series that came out in the early '90s, and that's where I learned my Flash
And
first.
only
so,
I care.
So sorry, man.
And spun back that and went, actually, that's Jay Garrick the Flash. He means more as a legacy character anyway, and helps Team Flash.
So much so that they brought John Wesley Shipp to play Jay Garrick in the Flash. So sorry, talking.
And
smack.
in
Nice, Barry
Stargirl,
Allen.
he's carrying his same role over there, where it is JSA centric.
Barry
I'm
Allen,
glad they
dude.
get to be on TV. The JSA, they deserve it.
They do. Long time standing. Wait till you see him in Black Adam, though. Oh boy.
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
Yes, it is. They have a Hawkman.
One day we'll do something with
Soon.
Hawkman. I promise.
No, it's
It's in the works. Listen, you think we're joking? We just decided, you know what? We're just gonna swing bats, and then whatever we hit, we hit.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. There are some very silly topics we've got scheduled for somewhere.
It's in the pipeline. That's for sure.
Yep.
Man,
Talking Smack and Brandon, of what we've discussed a little bit, what do you want us to talk about? Right? You guys are comic aficionados in your own right, with your own opinions. What would you guys like to see?
Oh, in terms of like upcoming content?
yeah. Anything that you think needs a real silly deep dive?
Oh, that's a good question. I know you've done a lot of silly deep dives already.
You could even say it's our specialty.
Truly, it is. Sky's the limit, man.
Oh man, I gotta think because like Hawkman's a really good one, just for sheer bonkersness.
I'll tell you right now,
Uh,
I'm gonna get drafted into teaching that episode.
Yeah,
Probably, yes.
Oh yeah.
You see how that wasn't even an argument?
Oh yeah.
It was just,
Oh,
just
yeah.
I mean,
under that
like-
bus.
I'm not doing
I can-
Hawkman lore. No,
I
no,
can
no.
help because I had to read a bunch of Hawkman lore to make sense of fucking
Extant.
Dark Knight's Metal. Which, by the way, can you believe that guy was like a giant dragon monster in Dark Knight's Metal?
That's the
was
coolest
up
he's
with that?
ever been.
What was up with that?
I've got a somewhat weird one. Archie Sonic comics.
Oh boy.
Oh.
So Brandon, what if I told you I have the whole collection back in Montreal in a shoe box, man?
Nice,
And I mean, I have the Knuckles miniseries, I have the Princess Sally miniseries, I have all the bullshit in between. I have all of it.
That would be
So-
an excellent punishment.
Yeah, I
I
could
don't
do
know
that.
what we would do to put
Yeah.
Chino through that knife.
Ooh.
Because those ping pong quite hard.
That
And
dude.
You know what I'm
and
sad
half
about the
time,
most?
There's a new game. Quang.
Yeah, what I'm sad the most is I found out recently how much people would really shell out for a whole collection of those.
Oh my god,
And
it's
yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah,
Yeah.
and my ass has got a whole load of them back in my mom's garage somewhere that I can't get to at the moment. Yeah, just chilling. So, Mom, if you're listening to this, please don't sell them yet. Let me do that.
Yeah, money.
I need the guy, not you.
The right now Sonic comics, I read the first like 3. They're
Yeah.
pretty cool. They're
Okay.
pretty all right. They're nothing
I
like
will-
bad bonkers.
Yeah, man. Listen, I had a phase also, and I hate Sonic the Hedgehog. I had a phase too, man. When I was young, I bought a whole bunch of Sonic comics for no fucking reason. When other kids would go into the comic store in there, and I see them lining for X-Men and Punisher and Batman and stuff and everything, and then there's little me picking up Archie Comics Sonic the Hedgehog, and they're like, "Yo, dude, what the hell's wrong with you?" Like, Sonic,
It's so good.
look at him, he's fighting Robotnik. Come on.
He was too young to look at them and go thts.
Yeah, it was a
Killed
phase.
robotic ones.
Yeah, he did die. Oh yeah, a whole bunch.
Robotnik looks so structurally unsound.
Which
Like,
one?
you
There's
know-
two versions.
Ball with legs.
See?
You talking about Americanized version 2, where he literally looks like he's about to topple over. His legs are gonna snap.
I absolutely love, and that's why I suggested the Sonic one. Anytime you have to go, which one? 2 versions. There's something there to explore.
Right? There's the Robotnik with toothpick legs, and there's the Robotnik that looks like John Goodman with a mustache. Which one do you want?
Goodman?
I don't know, but you're in
I
charge of
hope.
both. I'll tell you that right now. I will help you, but I'm aware of your current distaste for the Sonic franchise.
Yeah, don't worry.
Distaste is putting it lightly.
Lately, yeah, huh? Oh my god.
I don't think Robotnik's ever looked as just bizarre as what he was in the movie.
Oh yeah, there's 3 versions of Robotnik and 3 versions of Sonic the Hedgehog. I forgot. Oh my god.
You're welcome.
Oh, the Sonic multiverse. They just grew.
And if you want to really split hairs, you have the original version of that movie Sonic.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Because that
Yeah,
movie
No,
but
we don't want to talk
most
about
like
that.
No. Because according to Loki, that deviant got erased, man. That one got. We're good. We're good.
That's the cursed timeline. Thank you so much, Brandon, for coming out to talk with us again this year. We had a blast last year. We had a blast this year. You bring great weird facts. 10 out of 10. Anytime we can wrestle calendars to do something else, we'd love to have you back.
Absolutely.
And also, it is because
yeah,
of your partner in crime that we even have this shirt to sell.
They're just birds.
She loves that shirt. It's so cool.
They're just birds.
Yes. Where can people find you?
They can find me in these streets. Also on Twitter at Variant Edmonton and at the store itself, Variant Edition graphic novels and comics. You can do a Google and you can find it there.
Comes up.
Yes. And you are also live on the social medias. Why don't you give that a pimp too?
Oh yeah. So on Tuesdays at 8:10 p.m. we are streaming our new releases show where we talk about all the new comics that are coming out, the number ones mainly, and goof around. And then around the end, after you guys stream on Thursdays at about 9:10, we have our best of the week show, which is usually a quicker one where Danica and I are both super low energy because we just like went through a Wednesday and I've driven through the city to do deliveries. And so that's a very weird energy show. We talk about what we love the best over the weekend, and it can range from being the absolute goofiest or because we are very married, a little snipey.
Danica Shurin gets some shots there.
Oh, absolutely. And well deserved too. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Thank you
Wish you
so
a
much
happy
again
birthday.
for being a part of our show.
Yeah, man. It's good to see you. Take care.
Nice to meet you folks too.
Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. If you like this video, go ahead and button mash a thumbs up. If you want to swing by when we have a new video, web up the sub button. Oh, and while you're at it, hit the bell to be notified by.